It was past midnight when three friends, Ethan, Mark, and Jason, decided to sneak into the old abandoned asylum on the edge of town. Everyone in the city knew about it. A decaying building swallowed by the forest, its windows shattered, its walls covered in black mold and graffiti. Locals whispered about strange noises, flickering lights, and people who went in but never came out. But to three restless teenagers, those stories were nothing more than a dare. The air was heavy that night, the moon hidden behind thick clouds. They pushed open the rusted iron gate, its screech echoing unnaturally loud through the silence of the forest. Behind them, the town lights were barely visible. Ahead, the asylum loomed like a corpse in the dark, its broken roof rising against the sky. Jason laughed nervously.
Man, this is straight out of a horror movie.
Mark grinned, pretending to be fearless.
That's the point. Let's go.
Ethan, the quiet one, hesitated. His stomach felt heavy, as if he already knew something was wrong. But he followed anyway. They climbed through a smashed window. The inside smelled of rot and dampness, like something had been dead there for decades. Their flashlights shook as they moved through long, narrow hallways lined with peeling wallpaper. Faded children's drawings still clung to the walls, smiling suns, flowers, stick figures with bright eyes. Only now, in the flickering light, the smiles looked distorted, almost cruel. Somewhere above them, wood cracked as if someone had just taken a step.
Rats,
Mark whispered, but none of them believed it. They reached a staircase leading underground. A cold draft rose up from it, colder than the night air outside. Jason wanted to explore. Ethan wanted to leave. After a short argument, the group went down together. The basement walls were covered in symbols, circles, triangles, words in Latin carved deep into the concrete. Melted candles littered the floor. In the center of the room stood a wooden table, black with old stains. Chains hung from the ceiling. Jason's voice cracked.
This wasn't just an asylum.
Ethan whispered.
we shouldn't be here.
But then they heard it, a low hum, like chanting, coming from deeper inside the basement. They followed the sound through a narrow corridor. At the end was a heavy door, slightly open. Through the gap, they saw figures in dark robes standing in a circle around a fire. Their voices rose and fell in unison, chanting in a language the boys didn't understand. On the floor between them was something human, a body, pale and motionless. Jason's hand slipped, knocking over a loose brick. The sound echoed like a gunshot. The chanting stopped. Every robed figure turned toward the door. The boys ran. Heartbeats thundered in their ears as footsteps followed, fast and heavy. The asylum seemed alive now, corridors stretching longer, shadows moving against the walls. Somewhere behind them, someone whispered their names. Not screamed, whispered. They burst into the main hall, but the exit window they had climbed through was gone, sealed with rotting boards. The only light came from their flashlights, flickering like dying fireflies. Mark shouted,
Upstairs! Go upstairs!
They ran, the floorboards cracking under their weight. Behind them, the chant began again, louder, faster. At the end of the hallway, they found a large room with tall windows shattered by vines. The moon finally broke through the clouds, spilling pale light across the floor. For a brief second, they thought they were safe. Then they noticed the symbols carved into the walls here too, the same as in the basement. In the center of the room was a circle drawn in dried blood. Jason stepped into it before anyone could stop him. His flashlight exploded in his hand, plunging the room into near darkness. From the shadows, something began to rise. Not human, not animal, a shape with too many limbs, too many faces, whispering in 100 voices at once. Ethan screamed for Jason to move, but Jason was frozen, his eyes wide, his mouth moving silently. The thing's whispers grew louder, filling their heads, making their ears bleed. Mark grabbed Ethan's arm and pulled him toward the window. With one desperate kick, they shattered what was left of the glass and jumped into the night. Branches tore at their clothes as they crashed into the forest floor. Behind them, Jason's scream echoed, cut short as if swallowed by the dark. They never saw him again. Mark and Ethan ran until the asylum disappeared behind the trees. But even now, years later, when the night is quiet and the moon hides behind clouds, both of them swear they still hear it, that whisper, calling their names.